Hi besties, what's up? My name is Makenzie and welcome to my channel. Welcome to a weekend reading vlog. You'll see by the title, sorry if you can hear my husband mowing the lawn, but you can see by the title that we are doing the Cozy Coven Readathon. It is hosted by Lochlyn and it is a Patreon exclusive not reading vlog. Oh my gosh, what is it called? Readathon. Thank you. It is a Patreon exclusive readathon hosted by Lochlyn, and this is her first time doing it. So she has a board full of prompts and everything like that. I will pop it right here as long as I remember to. So the goal is to get at least one bingo. It started yesterday and it ends tomorrow at midnight. So that's super fun. Very excited. So I will get you to Makenzie from this morning and she will tell you everything that she's read so far. Hi besties, what's up? So I'm assuming that Makenzie of the future came to you looking a little bit better than I do right now and kind of told you exactly what's going on right now. So I wanted to go over the book that I read yesterday and the book that I also started yesterday. I'm sorry, I'm like, if I'm looking over at my viewfinder a lot, I'm sorry. I filmed this 3 times already and the 3rd time was the best time, obviously, but I was out of focus the whole time, so that's wonderful. I need to figure out how to put on autofocus, but that's besides the point. Anyways, so the first book I read fit for the prompt, read a book with an animal on the cover, and I read I am so freaking flustered today, it's almost ridiculous. Okay, the book that we are talking about, the book in question, it's called The Time of Green Magic and it's by Hilary, McKay. So this book follows our main character Abby, and at the beginning of the book we find out that some years ago her mom unfortunately passed away and her dad has since remarried to a stepmom that she doesn't really have the strongest connection with and 2 stepbrothers that she also isn't the biggest fan of, and she's kind of forced to like move into their house. So she never feels quite at home until one day the lease kind of runs up on their house and they decide that they need a bigger space because there's not enough room for like all of the kids, if that makes sense. So they go on house tours and they find this house and it is covered in ivy and it's a little bit eerie and it's a little bit spooky and it just has like, it's vibey basically. And all of them feel a direct connection into this house. So they scrap together what money they can and they pay the down payment and they move in. And this house is a lot different than everybody is used to, basically. Not only is it much bigger than the house they were living in before, all of them have their own rooms now, and there is also this magical room that seems to kind of transport you into the book that you're reading, or so it seems. Now, you would think, based off of that synopsis, even though it's a middle grade, like you would think that it would be like a really good book, right? I rated it 3 stars, so let's kind of talk through this. First of all, I think this book would have been so much stronger if we would have only followed Abby's POV. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that we needed her POV, her 2 brothers' POV, her dad's POV, and her stepmom's POV. Granted, we don't get her stepmom's POV too much because she's actually like gone for the whole book, essentially. Like she has to get a pretty high paying job and at the beginning of the book she kind of goes off, and I don't exactly remember where she leaves to, but yeah, she leaves to go somewhere. So our main character has a grandma that's of Jamaican descent, I believe. So we also kind of get glimpses of that, and we get glimpses of the relationship that she used to have with her grandmother, that ever since her grandmother moved out she doesn't really have one. I will say I was expecting a little bit more character growth from Abby throughout the book. I feel like we kind of, the first 75%, she really didn't like her brothers and she really didn't like her stepmom, and she really was not like sympathetic or empathetic towards anybody. It was woe is her, and obviously like a little kid dealing with that much change in one go is like, I get it, but I wanted there to be a little bit more character development because it kind of felt like it went her really hating everybody for the majority of the book to liking them at the very end, and I would have kind of liked to see like a slower progression where, and maybe there was and I'm just misremembering it because yeah, I read it pretty fast. It was on Audible Premium Plus, I think, and the reason I picked this one up in particular, since I've never heard of it, is because it was pitched as like a witchy book. Now, it has magic, it's not witches though, so that kind of blows. It kind of sucks unless you count like the babysitter a witch, but I don't think you can, or the house a witch, honestly. But yeah, I don't think I can. So unfortunately, I kind of had to like, I didn't stretch it necessarily, but a book with an animal on the cover wasn't the prompt I was going to use for this book, but that's okay. So I checked off that one. There's also like trigger warnings for absent family members, mentions of parental death, stuff like that. So I would definitely check up on those. They aren't like heavy trigger warnings. Like don't go into this thinking like it's going to go into detail like some very popular books that go into way too much detail. Yeah, it's not like that. But just things to know, things to be aware of. So I read that. I rated it 3 stars. It was fine. I wish I wouldn't have, like, it felt kind of like a waste of time. I know that's so rude to say. I know that's rude, but I don't know. It just felt like a little bit of a waste of time. So yeah, although I did bump up my Goodreads goal, so there's that. Then the next book I started was A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, and actually last night I stayed up until 1 trying to read it. I'm not gonna lie, I was listening to the audiobook. I was curled up in bed next to my husband, and I know that I fell asleep, so I went back to the chapters, or the chapter that I started at, and I'm gonna start from there today. I know that I caught some of it, but I didn't catch all of it, unfortunately, so I stayed up until 1, basically for nothing. I am going to count it for the witching hour prompt, because there's no way I'm staying up like that again. I'll be too tired. I'm already kind of feeling it today. My head is kind of like scrambled eggs right now. So obviously we have that one. I'm about 25% of the way through, I think, right now. If you don't know, A Deadly Education follows our main character. Why does it not say her name? Her name is an L. Is it? That's not right. What is her name? I know it says L on there. I don't leave that. Nothing is going right today. I'm going to be so real with you. I just want to go back to bed and go to sleep because I'm about to cry. Oh, I shouldn't have stayed up until 1 in the morning reading. I couldn't have even counted it because I don't even remember. So that's cool. I'm about to have a mental breakdown. It's only 8:51 in the morning. I'm about to lose it. I don't think I'll put Lochlyn's channel down in the description, but I don't know if I want her to see me have a mental breakdown. I don't know. Galadriel? That also, gosh, I'm so confused. I've never been so confused in my life. Am I just really confused? I think I found where it says her name. So
Galadriel, are you feeling better?
Gladriel.
The line said
okay, I guess her name is Gladriel. I don't know what I thought the main character's name was, but it's not that. So, geez, I am such a mess. That makes me think I should probably restart the book if I don't even know her name, but I'm not going to. So, I started 4 chapters in today. Basically, it follows our main character, Gladriel, I guess, L for short. And we find out at the beginning of the book that there is this guy called Orion, and I don't think he actually has like a savior complex necessarily, but it seems like he does because everybody just sits around and waits for him to save them from this deadly school of deadly things that are trying to kill them. So, the main keywords, I guess you could say, for this book is it's Stark Academia, and the school is actually trying to kill them. So I believe as you go up in years, you go down in floors, and then you have to make your way from the bottom floor all the way to the top floor to graduate without dying, essentially, I believe is like the pitch of the story. So all that I've really gotten so far is that Gladriel and Orion have kind of called truce with each other because he keeps saving her life, and even though she doesn't want him to, he still does. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing a really bad job at explaining that, so maybe I should go back and reread the first 4 chapters, but I don't think I will. So I think I just need to go back to bed, say screw today, and just go back to bed. But anyways, I also started a book this morning while I was feeding my baby, and it's called Witchy Business by Amelia Rhodes. And honestly, I got to chapter 2, and I think I'm just gonna DNF it. I don't really like it. I found it on KU, and it was fine, but I don't know. I just don't think I want to read it. So I am going to put it on my DNF shelf, and we're just going to find something different. The whole reason I picked that up is because it's like a novella of sorts, and it has the word witch in the title. So I thought that I could mark that off. Can't, because I'm not going to finish that. So yeah, I think that's all I have to talk to you guys about right now. This clip has been long enough, so I will talk to you in a little bit. Alrighty, I should probably make this quick because there's no way you're staying balanced on this for long. So, as you guys saw, I made my muffins. I got my little water. Look how cute this is. I got this from Walgreens. And I guess this also came from Walgreens, this M mug. I got it for my birthday. So we have our hot chocolate, we have our water, and then I criminally underfilled those muffins to get more. I shouldn't have. I should have just filled them all 2/3 of the way full, but that's okay. So we have 2 muffin bottoms because the muffin tops were completely ruined. So I think for the next like hour and a half, I am going to go and lay back in bed. And hopefully I can read some. I think I'm going to put a hold on A Deadly Education for now, and I'm going to pick up a manga. I'm gonna pick up Blue Exorcist, and hopefully that gives like dark atmospheric vibes, because I believe that's one of the prompts on there. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna read that, and then yeah, maybe after that we can find something cozy to do and listen to the audiobook of A Deadly Education. Honestly, I have been flopping a little bit. Instead of listening to an audiobook while I was baking, I was watching Bella from Throne of Pages. So, but my camera's dead, so I also need to charge her. And yeah, with all that being said, I guess I will talk to you guys in a little bit when I probably finish Blue Exorcist, because I'm not gonna do a midway point check-in for that, I don't think. So sounds good to me. It sounds good to you. I don't know. Hi besties, I'm looking a little bit better since the last time you saw me. Hopefully this isn't too distracting. All my ring lights are dead right now. Well, the one that hooks onto my camera is gone, but the one behind you is dead. I know, it's so rude, huh? Oakley's laying on her tummy right now, and I'm hoping that she learns how to roll over soon. She's almost 6 months. She's getting so big. Anyways, so I'm over page 100. So I have been working on 2 things today. First, I went back and started at chapter 5 again of A Deadly Education because that's all I can like remember reading last night. So yeah, I restarted chapter 5, and I don't know, I don't have too many like groundbreaking things to say about it. I don't know if I will ever like continue on with the series, but it's fine. Hey, you little stinker. Why are you squealing? I'm almost done. And then I also started Blue Exorcist during the sprints that she hosted today. And I am somewhere between 30 and 40%, I believe, into it. And it's actually really interesting. So, if you don't know, Blue X follows a guy. And he has an affinity for fighting. And one day, while he's like out somewhere, sorry, I've probably been out of focus this whole time. Anyways, while he's out somewhere, he actually runs across a demon and he has to kill him, and from that he finds out that he has been lied to like his whole life, and he's actually the son of someone like mega important and like mega evil, and it kind of goes from there. So I'm liking it so far. Actually, I'm really pleasantly surprised by that one. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I'm 100 pages in. I feel like I should have more of an idea of how much I like it, but I don't know. So I'm gonna continue listening to this. I'm going over to my parents' house. I'm also dropping a package off at the post office. I sold something on Mercari last night, so I need to do that. So I'm gonna take Oakley with me, and we are going to go see the family. I feel bad because like, I think Steven was kind of irritated with me when I asked him if I could go, but he could have said no. He could have said no. Like, I hadn't already told anybody that I was going, so it's fine. I'm like ruining whatever I had going on with my hair. Honestly, I really hate my hair, and I'm really considering buying some extensions and seeing if that'll help, because yeah, I did this to myself and I just don't like it. And the bangs, they aren't banging. Like, it's not fun. So yeah, anyways, I am gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna pack my bags, pack the diaper bag, and then I'm gonna go. Oh, I should go start the car because it's actually pretty hot outside today. So yeah, I'm gonna pack everything, start the car, and go on my little way. And maybe I can do some bullet journaling tonight. I am just gonna say screw it. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I have been all year waiting for the perfect time to do whatever. Like, and at this point, I'm not gonna finish my spreads for all the ebooks that I haven't read yet. I know it'd be nice if I could, but I'm not going to. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I will start doing that again next year. I just have so many like pre-orders at this point that like I don't even know what I've gotten since I last checked. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Oh well, it is what it is. So other than that, I think that's all I have to update you guys on. I don't know, maybe I should just call it quits on my bullet journal this year and try again next year, but I really want to do a spread for the Cozy Readathons, or the Cozy Coven Readathon, so I guess we'll see. But yeah, my plans are, I'm hoping that I can maybe finish this today. I'm not so sure, but I know for certain that I can finish Blue Exorcist today, so it'd be kind of nice if I could finish both of them, because I can count this for TBR vet, and is there like a school setting one? I feel like there's a school setting one, so I can do that for both of those. And then Blue Exorcism is obviously going to be used for like the spooky graphic graphic novel / manga prompt. So yeah, that will knock 3 prompts off of the board, and obviously I already have Free Space and Animal on the cover knocked off as well, so that's gonna be great. But I think that's all I have to talk to you guys about right now, so hopefully I can update you again tonight. And we'll see. I'm kind of hoping I can read like one more thing tomorrow, but I'm not sure. I have a vlog that I really need to finish that I really should have thought about before I started this vlog, to be honest, but it is what it is, so. Yeah, I know. I don't know how she can move. Like, she can move left and right, but she cannot roll back over. Like, she'll kick herself until she's whatever. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go put her in her car seat, get everything together, and I'll talk to you probably maybe later tonight. If not later tonight, then hopefully tomorrow. Hi besties, what's up? My name is Makenzie, and I don't know why I'm introing the vlog when it's already over. I've already introed it. I don't know what that was. Okay, so sorry about that. That was whack. Okay, hi, what's up? I'm here to wrap up the vlog. First, though, I know what you were all dying to know. Makenzie, how were the muffins? Makenzie, how was your witch's brew? The muffins, I'm gonna be honest, if you buy that brand from Walmart, you really need at least 2 or 3 packages, I feel like. I made the muffins, and they were crispy at the bottom, but the problem is, like, there wasn't enough muffin mix in the tins, so it didn't balance out the right way, if that makes sense. So they were fine. We ate all of them, but I don't know if that was a necessity or just like so things wouldn't go to waste once I get cats. Am I right? Okay, anyways. So yeah, the muffin ratio was off. And the hot chocolate that I made was good, but I added some vanilla, and I'm pretty sure that that's like strictly baking vanilla that I added. So that wasn't my favorite either. It wasn't bad. I didn't ruin it or anything, just like not my fave, if that makes sense. Oh, I need to drink. All right, now let's get into the final reading updates and kind of what ones I was able to cross off on the board. So first, let's talk about A Deadly Education, because I literally have, like, I don't have very many thoughts on it, actually. So I did end up finishing this, and this is the epitome, to me, of a 3-star, and I know that sounds so rude. It's not meant to be negative. Like, this is, like, a middle-of-the-road book. Like, it's good. It wasn't great, and it wasn't bad at all. It was just good, and that's fine. But, I don't know. I feel like, personally, I feel like there were things happening, but it felt like there was nothing happening. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it felt like even though there were things happening, there weren't a lot of things happening, and even though we did see glimpses of how deadly this school could be, I felt like we didn't get enough. So I was like, okay, deadly magical creatures sometimes show up here. Like, we maybe saw 2 in the span of the whole book, and I'm like, no, really, like, hammer into it. And maybe it will, because they're gonna be scenes in the next book, I believe, so maybe it'll really hammer it up, like turn it up to 11. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't love this. I was kind of bummed because I've had this on my TBR, like my physical TBR, for I've probably had this on my TBR either since the end of 2020 or the end of 2021. So it's been on my TBR for a long time, and I did have high hopes. And I know that Rachel Catherine read it and really liked it, so I was kind of hopeful that I would too. But yeah, it was just kind of middle of the road. It was fine. Nothing to write home about. I don't know if that's rude, but it's true. So I am going to read the second book, but I don't know. I guess we'll see by the end of the year if I'm able to finish the books in the series, if I want the other 2, but I don't know. The other 2 are really gonna have to like completely blow me out of the water for that. So for Deadly Education, I counted that as TBR vet and school setting, I believe. And then I also finished a manga. So I finished Blue Exorcist Volume 1. I apologize, I do not remember the author's name since Kazue Kato, I believe is how you say their name. And I actually really enjoyed this. So Blue Exorcist follows our main character Rin, R-I-N, not Rin, sorry. I'm more saying that for myself than you guys, but follows our main character Rin, and Rin is pretty temperamental. At the beginning of the book, you find out that basically he hasn't really done anything with his life up to this point, besides get in fights and then get berated by his family for not having a job, basically. And one day, while he's on his way to a job interview that his dad got set up for him, he comes across this demon, and he ends up killing it, and his dad, who's a priest, sees him do this, and he takes him to the church, and he's like, I have something to tell you. And basically Rin is literally illegitimate son of Satan. Or maybe he's a legitimate son. Anyways, he's a son. He's the son of Satan himself. And Rin, under some circumstances, ends up coming face to face with his father, his real father, I guess, Satan. And he's like, I will never be like you. You will not turn me to the dark side, whatever. And it ends up with him banishing Satan to his realm again. But his father, his earthly father, I guess, ends up dead. So he decides that instead of moping around, he is going to try to call his friend, he's going to call his dad's friend, and he's going to get training to become an exorcist so that he can rid the world of demons. And I really, really liked this. I am like really pleasantly surprised. This may sound rude, but I have not been like super impressed with a lot of the manga that I've read recently, and it was just really nice and refreshing to like that. I really want to read the next one. I want to binge the series, but like honestly, I don't know. I really need to go get a library card, because then maybe I could check them out from the library. But yeah, I really want to read the rest of them. Actually, I'm like pleasantly surprised by that. So yeah, for that book, I did BIPOC author and spooky manga / graphic novel, those 2 prompts. So I'll pop a picture of the thing, like my whole thing. As you guys can see, I didn't get a bingo. I'm so bummed, and I was gonna stay up literally until the end of the readathon to read one more thing so that I could hit that bitchy. Okay, Mackenzie. Oops. Sorry, that witchy rom-com spot so that I could get a bingo. And unfortunately, my Kindle was just not loading it. I was not gonna read it on my phone because it was late as it was, and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I'll get a bingo next time. I'll prepare my TBR in advance. And you can probably see like in the top, geez, I think it's the top left corner, I believe, is show your TBR on Instagram. That would have been an easy one to do. I just completely forgot about it until literally last night, and then I was like, well, it's too late now, so. But no, I really liked it. I came away with a new series that I'm interested in, obviously with Blue Exorcist, then A Deadly Education, which was literally like middle of the road, and then I also wanted to talk a little bit about that middle grade that I finished at the beginning of the readathon, because I forgot to mention something. So first, I want to say this. I know the 14-year-old boys are disgusting. 13 to 14-year-old boys, we know what's happening to them right now. Say hi to the vlog. All right, we'll see how long this lasts, but basically, I know how 13 and 14-year-old boys think. I know that there's a joke for a reason, like have the mind of a 13-year-old boy. But the fact that the author was showing us that, I did not like that. So his babysitter, he has been avoiding her since day one because it's not actually for him, it's for his little sister and his little brother. But I don't think his dad thinks that he's quite old enough to watch the kids by himself. So he hires this babysitter, and this kid has been basically avoiding the babysitter like a plague until one day when he thinks his mom is home and he runs downstairs and he sees her, and it mentions her like bright pink bra strap that's hanging to the side, and I think he mentioned something about how you could see her cleavage, and then he also talked about a thong. Yes, you heard that right, a thong. A sparkly thong, I believe it was, that he could just see the whispers of, or whatever the crap phrase. I'm like, no. I know that 13 and 14-year-old boys think like this. I do. I know that they do. We don't need to talk about thongs from the POV of a child. Yeah, I feel like that book would have been really good if it were just in Abby's POV. I don't think we needed the whole family's POV, to be honest. I really don't. So yeah, beware of that. Like, yeah, it gave me the ick, and I kind of forgot to mention it because I wasn't even thinking about it, but I was reading some reviews, and I don't know if that was mentioned, but I'm like, how's nobody mentioning this? Like, yeah, it was gross. It was gross. Yeah, I think he was 14 because she was 16, and he was like, when she's 20, I'll be 18 or whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't know. It was just kind of weird and gross, and I didn't like it, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not going to continue on with that series if it's a series, and I'm not going to read anything else from that author. What's wrong, Dobbies? What's wrong? His eyes are so wide right now. Look, that's us. You're so cute and so grumpy. You were asleep when I came out here, you know that? Okay, well, I feel like he's giving you guys a threatening glare right now, so I guess I should probably end out the vlog. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you, Lochlyn, for creating it and hosting it. It was so fun. I really enjoyed the reading sprints. I don't think Lochlyn is gonna see this and watch it, but maybe she will. I'm not gonna lie, I was too intimidated to really talk during the sprints. I'm so silly. Like, it's literally words on a screen. I don't know why I get in my head about talking about things on sprints, but I really enjoyed the sprints. They were super fun. This whole readathon was super fun, and I cannot wait for her next one, so she should really get on that, if I'm being honest. No, just kidding. But yeah, thank you to her for creating all the boards and doing everything like that. It was so fun, and it was a really good way to spend my weekend, so thank you to her. Once again, I will stop harping on about this, but if you haven't checked out our channel, you should, and this was a Patreon exclusive one, readathon, I believe, so there's that too. But with all that being said, if you like me, if you like my face, go ahead and hit the like button, and if you want to see it again, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, honestly, I'd follow me on Instagram, but if you don't have an Instagram, cross your fingers and hope that the notification bell works. And with all that being said, I will talk to all of you in my next video. Bye, everyone. Say bye, Dobbies. When you're not here, the sun don't shine. When you're not near, I don't feel
doing